The champ is here. Islam, как себя чувствуешь, брат? Как обстановка?
Как это?
Заряжен, да?
Can't wait to see you compete the White House. Can't wait to see it.
I know. I really hope it happens. Dana, bro, please, bro. Please, I'm training. I feel great. I'm healthy. And I'd be so honored to represent our country and do what I do best.
Johnny Bones Jones, the GOAT. We appreciate your time. Let's get the show on the road.
The MMA world is buzzing as Jon Jones publicly appeals to Dana White for a spot on a historic UFC card at the White House, while Khabib Nurmagomedov arrives in the United States ahead of UFC 322 to oversee Islam Makhachev's training camp for one of the biggest fights of his career. As Jon Jones directly appealed to Dana White to include him on the potential White House card, Chael Sonnen weighed in with his own perspective. He questioned how a fighter as accomplished as Jones, who has excelled in every area from striking to grappling, could still be absent from the top rankings despite his proven dominance in the sport.
And my opinion is not that collectively the rankings committee has decided to not see Jon Jones. I don't believe they've made him eligible. This is my own belief, but when the rankings committee sits down and they've got the names and they got to put a number next to it, my own belief is Jon Jones' name doesn't come up. I don't think that they, without speaking to one another, with no collaboration, with no conspiracy, all came to the same conclusion, which is Jon is nowhere in the top 15.
Sonnen went on to suggest that the issue might not be performance-related, but rather tied to how rankings are decided. He implied that when discussions take place, Jones's name might not even be brought up, and instead of being properly considered, it simply gets overlooked in the final decisions.
I think his name, prior to the rankings coming out at 9 a.m. on Tuesday morning, is being omitted as opposed to being submitted. And I'm just wondering why. I'm trying to learn something. Teach me something. All that Jon did besides win is removed himself from the pool for 9 days, of which he then jumped back in. Is there a bylaw? Is there a new bylaw that says if you leave and you return, you must have a fight before being eligible to be ranked? I've never heard of that, and I'm the kind of guy that would know, and I don't.
Alexander Volkanovski shared his thoughts on the upcoming fight, describing Jack Della Maddalena as a serious challenge for Islam Makhachev. He pointed out that Della Maddalena's recent performances have shown noticeable progress in both his grappling and takedown defense, making him far more dangerous than before. Volkanovski suggested that Islam will have to be at his absolute best to deal with JDM's improvements, as the matchup poses real stylistic threats that could test his dominance.
How dangerous is he for Islam? He's going to be an absolute nightmare. So he's a welterweight, then you've got Bilal, who's a grappler, wrestler. Look how he handled that. And I guarantee you from that fight, his confidence in grappling and takedown defense has just gone to a whole nother level. And then you know he's a beast on the feet. So I definitely can get a finish.
Meanwhile, Henry Cejudo also gave his assessment of the upcoming bout, expressing strong confidence in Islam Makhachev's abilities. He suggested that while Jack Della Maddalena is a talented fighter, he does not excel in any specific area compared to Islam's well-rounded skill set. According to Cejudo, Makhachev's dominance in both grappling and overall fight control could make this matchup one-sided, showcasing the clear gap in experience and versatility between the two athletes.
I just don't see it.
Why?
I want you to really elaborate on why JDM is going to give Islam Makhachev, because you say tough fight, so I'm gonna kind of push your buttons a little bit. How? Where is JDM? Where does he fit? Where does he give, or better yet, where does he give Islam a fit? Striking, grappling, submissions, takedown defense, takedowns. I don't see a Kush. I see total dominance from my brother Islam Makhachev.
Following Henry Cejudo's confident take on the matchup, Kamaru Usman offered a more balanced viewpoint. He acknowledged Makhachev's strengths, but reminded fans that fights are rarely decided on skill alone. Usman pointed out that Della Maddalena's mindset and resilience could play a major role, as he has shown steady improvement and composure under pressure. According to him, this is not a fight that can be taken lightly, since JDM's confidence and growth make him a genuine threat in the octagon.
In this game, in this sport, and it is the belief in himself and the courage to just go out there and execute, This dude, I've watched him in a couple of fights. Spirit was never broken. It was bendy, but it was never broken. And you saw in his last fight when he came out and he looked that much improved, he pieced your boy up. You know, he pieced him up. And hey,
Wow, that was my boy, huh?
Demetrius Johnson remarked that while Della Maddalena doesn't always get the spotlight he deserves, his display against Bilal Muhammad proved just how skilled and dangerous he truly is. What many thought would be a slow-paced contest turned into a thrilling fight, and Johnson believes that Della Maddalena won't be easily shaken when standing across from Makhachev. With both athletes bringing distinct strengths, this matchup promises to be a battle where intelligence, patience, and precision will decide the outcome.
The beating he put on Bilal Muhammad, being able to finish him and just out jab him. A lot of people said that fight was gonna be boring. It turned out to be a banger fight. For him to take on a guy like Islam Makhachev, not steering away from that challenge. And you know, Islam is coming up, so he's gonna be, I feel like comparably size-wise, they're gonna be about even, you know. Islam's super good. JDM's got Craig Jones in the camp to, you know, battle. And Volkanovski to battle that, you know, Dagestan wrestling.
Johnson also noted that the fight could slow down if Makhachev controls the ground exchanges, but Della Maddalena's ability to stay active, fight out of bad spots, and keep the action moving should prevent that from happening. His defensive awareness and constant engagement could force Makhachev into deeper exchanges, ensuring that every moment remains intense and unpredictable.
If Islam's able to take down JDM and get his back, hold him there, out grapple him, stifle him, he could potentially do that. But the one thing I love about JDM when he fights is he never accepts the position. When he was fighting Gilbert Burns, great grappler, takes him down. Right when he gets up, he throws that knee into the void. Gilbert Burns ducks down into it. He runs into it. JDM doesn't accept the position when he gets taken down. He's always looking to grapple, always look at the anti-wrestle. That's what makes this fight exciting. And he's got some fucking good hands. He's not the way his boxing is, he's very tight. I'm excited for that fight.
Adding to the discussion, Guru shared that Makhachev's decision to take on Della Maddalena is anything but an easy route. He emphasized that the fight will push both men to their limits, with little chance of it playing out in a simple or expected manner. In his view, this matchup will reveal how well Makhachev can adapt under pressure and adjust his tactics when faced with a sharp, resilient opponent.
You ain't ducking, and if you are, that's not a clever duck right there. That's a real dumb duckling. Because Makhachev's moving up to face a dangerous, kind of Ilia Topuria, but bigger. Maybe not as like dynamic as Ilia is, or the star that Ilia is, but if you're talking really tidy boxing and really good takedown defense and sprawls, you're talking JDM and Ilia Topuria in the sport. So this is a new test. My take on this fight is that this will be one-sided in either direction. That's my take. I don't think it can be boring. I know it could be, where maybe Makhachev does stall it out, but I think if Makhachev does have an advantage in the grappling, lighter man's skill is something that comes up a lot in MMA.
Chael Sonnen discussed Islam Makhachev's approach to managing his weight ahead of different opponents, observing that his decision to move up for a fight with Jack Della Maddalena could help him gain more strength and power. He compared this strategy to that of other fighters such as Alexander Volkanovski, who successfully put on size under professional supervision and with a carefully monitored plan. However, Chael noted that Makhachev's preparation does not appear to follow the same structure, which could affect his performance once the fight begins.
When you are forced to train 2 times a day, you're just naturally burning all these calories. Not to mention you've got a metabolic rate. You've got to eat a surplus of calories on top of all that. It's a very difficult thing to do. And Islam was so big for 155, I did not know that he was going to have to try to gain weight. I thought he was going to weigh what he had been weighing and just have to lose a little bit less weight, but he revealed to us that no, he's actually trying to put size on. And it was interesting when he said practices are harder because I'm going with bigger guys. That was interesting to me.
He went on to say that Makhachev is already a well-built and physically strong fighter, questioning whether putting on additional weight is really necessary. Sonnen also hinted that a return to his lighter division may not be realistic, as Makhachev now appears more focused on maximizing his physical potential rather than seeking out easier matchups. He added that while the conversation around his weight changes might sound strategic, the truth is that this next fight will be a real test of how well his conditioning and adaptability hold up inside the octagon.
I don't believe that he's going to want to return to 155 pounds. I can just share for you, if he can come to that revelation prior to fight night with Jack, it will put himself in the proverbial corner. It will make him win. If I want to be champion, here is my opportunity. Here is my only opportunity. That's subconscious. But you need that cautiously for the times when you got to dig deep. And I think that Islam is in a little bit harder fight than he's aware with Jack Del Maddalena.
Bantamweight contender Merab Dvalishvili offered his thoughts on the upcoming clash between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena, showing respect for both fighters' unique strengths. Known for his relentless pace and strong wrestling background, Merab emphasized the clear stylistic contrast between Della Maddalena's striking and Makhachev's dominant grappling. He noted that Islam's ability to analyze opponents and adjust mid-fight gives him a distinct advantage over most competitors.
Do you think JDM retained?
It's gonna be hard for him, but it's possible to Islam Makhachev wins the second belt. JDM is great fighter, great striker, but Islam is tricky. He has a good wrestling, and he's southpaw. He don't get hits, but he takes people down and he mauls people down. So
Merab expressed strong confidence in Makhachev's versatility and control on the ground, suggesting these qualities could be the deciding factors in this matchup. He believes Islam has everything it takes to secure a second UFC title and continue building his legacy, stressing that strategy and technical precision will ultimately determine the winner.
We all see the JDM Belal Muhammad's fight, and then I'm sure Islam will take lots of lessons from this fight, and maybe Islam will make some adjustment. It's possible, it's gonna be hard, but Islam can win the second belt.
Lucas Tracy outlined 5 key reasons to favor Islam Makhachev against Jack Della Maddalena. He described Islam as the greatest lightweight ever, benefiting from not having to cut much weight and being technically superior to fighters like Belal Muhammad and Gilbert Burns. He also pointed out Islam's calm confidence inside the cage and his unmatched ability to execute a fight plan under pressure. Tracy concluded that Makhachev's experience against top-level opponents gives him a clear edge over Della Maddalena, who has yet to face competition of that caliber.
Number 5, a really good game planner. I mean, you don't beat Alexander Volkanovski in a 5-round chess match when Volkanovski's in his prime, with the lighter man skill as well, with Craig Jones in his corner. You don't beat him without having a really good fight IQ and ability to game plan. And Makhachev, he's been in these big fights time and time again. He has a lot of experience. The fight IQ of Makhachev. Whereas JDM, outside of the Belal Muhammad fight, Gilbert Burns was good, don't get me wrong. But Belal Muhammad is by far, the best fighter JDM has fought. Makhachev's fought a lot of elite fighters.
Lucas Tracy listed 5 reasons to back Jack Della Maddalena in his bout against Islam Makhachev. He emphasized Della Maddalena's physical presence, noting that his size and power make him a difficult matchup for anyone in the division. Training under Craig Jones has further sharpened his grappling and defensive awareness, complementing his already dangerous striking. Tracy also highlighted his strong chin and knockout power, comparing him favorably to seasoned veterans like Dustin Poirier, and pointed out that JDM's improved kicking game showcases how effectively he uses his size and reach to control the pace of a fight.
JDM in his last couple of fights has looked really, really solid with his rangy kicking game as well. The front kicks to the body, the head kicks, the leg kicks. JDM has that ability to play the long, rangy striker as well, and I think that could give Makhachev some issues, right? And so, yeah, where Makhachev is able to sort of walk down a 5'6" Alexander Volkanovski, this time it's going to be a much rangier Jack Della Maddalena who's super powerful, who has that slick kicking game as well. And I could see that being a problem for Makhachev. I could see it being a bit of an issue.
In the end, Jon Jones keeps the fight world buzzing, from calling out Tom Aspinall to pushing Dana White for a White House card. Meanwhile, UFC 322 sets the stage for Islam Makhachev's toughest test yet against Jack Della Maddalena. With Khabib back in his corner and experts divided, fans now wait to see if Islam's experience or JDM's size and power will shape the next big moment in MMA.